then we have Markandé trying to, I think, trying to push Aston Villa because it's saying nobody is expecting a comeback from Aston Villa, whereas Real Madrid fans are expecting them to turn the 3-0, like the 3-0 around. And the players also believe it, so Aston Villa should also have a big team mentality. They should believe that they can do it tonight. And then, Sarah, I think this comment is interesting for you. Ninko saying Barca would go through, but Inter will end their dream of winning the UCL.
Okay, all right.
So be honest, I
We'll
want to
see.
see that.
Well, somebody regarding comebacks who wants to see an Aston Villa comeback. Alex Ashmore joining us.
Good to be back.
Good to be back. Where'd you go?
Just went to the pub,
Yeah,
had a few pints.
free show, free. Yeah, you
I
would.
mean, that's what
No, I was listening to Mikel Arteta and David Raya speak to the press ahead of tomorrow's big game, of course. Lots of questions about the remontada comeback.
Yeah, remontada. Remontada, man. Yeah, tomorrow by the time, I mean, I'm hoping that remontada does happen. But the way I'm seeing things, honestly, tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Tomorrow?
Remon. We'll see Remon, not Tada. Not too sure of Tada.
Get out of here. All
And you're
right.
sending the pictures here.
But
Omo.
All
I
right.
mean, I think you're wrong. I believe, you see, when they say come back, I don't think this is coming from. We'll discuss stuff from tomorrow.
We will. We have a lot to get into
Same as
tomorrow,
Tanisha.
but we are just a minute from kickoff here at Signal Iduna Park. So one more time, the lineups here: Borussia Dortmund, Kogel, Sule, Anton, and Ben.
Okay, one of those in there.
Bodo, Gross, Mecha, Svensson. Up front, Adeyemi, Guirassy, and Bayer. For Barcelona, Chesney, Gerard Martin, Ronaldo Rafa, Kubarsi, and Koundé. Gavi, Fermin, and Frankie de Jong. Up front, Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal. Over to Villa Park. One more time for the lineups.
I'm not so off okay. I think this was the last time I came on live.
McGinn,
Okay,
Rashford,
you're
and
going to
Rodgers.
do
And
this.
for PSG, it's Donnarumma, Nuno Mendes, Marquinhos, Pacho, Hakimi, João Neves, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, and Kavicha,
Kvaratskhelia.
Dembele, and Bradley Barcola. Alex, you were in here when we were just speaking about the fact that Marcus Rashford is staying in this lineup. He was there last week. He was there over the weekend against Southampton. You're getting too excited over here. What are your thoughts on Ollie Watkins not getting the start and Unai Emery sticking with Marcus Rashford?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little surprised. I think Chantal said it, and I'm in agreement. I think, given the magnitude of this game, given how poorly Rashford performed last week, and poorly maybe too harsh, but given how absent he was, I think, and given how well PSG defended last week, I think you need something different in that attack. And Ollie Watkins definitely brings that. I think his firepower, we all know how well he's done this season and in previous seasons for Villa. So just to have something different as well, because PSG will come into this thinking, well, we had Rashford locked down last week, we do the same again, and the plan will go ahead. But I think when you look at what Rashford brings to games like this, I do think it can be a danger, but they have to do something different than last week, otherwise it'll be the same result.
Absolutely. Can I get your predictions on these two matches as they kick off really quickly?
Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, I'm going to go 2-1 Borussia Dortmund.
Okay.
And for Aston Villa PSG, I'm going to go 2-0 Aston Villa, and then Aston Villa to win on penalties.
2-0. I'm just writing down so we can all have this story here. 2-0 to Villa, so they're going to draw it and then go to penalties and win on penalties. All right. Well, let's check that at Sportingbet. But we have kicked off here at Villa Park. The first minute in, the fans are screaming. The shirts are off in Birmingham, and you know it's not warm there, so the Villa fans are getting behind it here. I don't know if you guys saw, but there was a really beautiful tifo. We were talking about tifos on the Sporty Show just yesterday, and Villa had a brilliant tifo with some lions on it saying, okay, we're here, and we are ready. Meanwhile, at Barcelona, just getting through the moment of silence and players taking their positions, kicking off in just a few moments here. Sorry guys, I'm really losing my voice here. Alex, so overall, the vibe from Mikel Arteta, positive, negative, nervous, what was he giving?
I think confident, quietly confident though, both him and David Raya. There were a number of questions talking about Real Madrid and the aura that Real Madrid have as a team. the Champions League and how they're going to deal with that. And I think they're quite confident in their abilities to manage that as a chance. That is, yeah, I think they're quite confident in their ability to apprehend is the wrong word, but to quash any onslaught from Real Madrid. And I think when you look at the first leg, I think Arsenal were almost perfect in that game. If they can just do half of that, I think it will be good enough to beat Real Madrid tomorrow night. But going into this, I think they're wary and they know that anything can happen. So they're going in this to try and win the game and take the game to Real Madrid. I think and it was a funny question at the end. Someone asked Arteta, this may sound like a stupid question, but why are you going in there to win it when you know a draw is enough? And Arteta said, well, we're going to go in to win every game.
Yeah.
And I think tomorrow is the same thing. They have to go in with that mentality that Real Madrid could score an early goal and it gets really interesting. So they have to take the game to Real Madrid.
There's something about this Real Madrid and any goal that feels like it's definitely going to happen. Because I've been hearing from so many people. Real Madrid scored in the first 15 minutes. Is it, wait, do you think Arsenal is there? Listen, when you look at
What am I watching? Trying to watch the PSG match, Jerry, but my network is messing me up. Good evening.
Could be another video appearance in that defensive position.
I mean, in all honesty, though, I don't see any. I just feel like, yeah, we did score, and then I think there's something going on in the Aston Villa PSG game. Was that
No, sorry, I was just pointing out the fact that right now, as it stands, 91% for PSG to qualify, with a 9% chance to Aston Villa. That may change. Continue, Clinton. Sorry.
no.
Not going to continue. For those of you watching the Barcelona-Dortmund match, Barcelona are wearing white shorts in honor of their 125th anniversary. So if you're wondering why, paying some tribute to the club, the very old club. Alex, if you don't mind doing me a favor and checking the odds for these matches.
Sure.
Thank you very much. All right, 4 minutes in at Villa Park, and Villa have to dominate here, and it looks like they are so far. Kind of regarding Real Madrid scoring early, it's similar to Villa in the sense that I think it's not the fact that you, Clinton, you're saying, like, I feel like they're going to do it because people are saying it. I think they have to do it for themselves. It's about the team kind of switching the morale. If Aston Villa scores early in this match, that changes everything. If Real Madrid do the same against Arsenal, 2 goals here become 1 goal for Aston Villa. I mean, even obviously closer than Real, but the team at Real Madrid are very good as well. So I think it's the mentality to shock the other team as well, right? Come in swinging.
Yeah, I think having that one anybody kind of obsess the opponent, they kind of like bring it and get them to that one
Yeah.
My network is messing me up.
When you look at these
MTN, why? Hello, good evening, someone 975. Thank you for joining. MTN is messing up my plans. MTN and Airtel, because both of them are not connecting. Both of them are not connecting. How are you guys doing? So who is going through tonight? Will it be? Of course, Barcelona is already in the semi-final. Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, they are just coming here to mark attendance.
First chance for Dortmund.
I don't see how Borussia Dortmund is going to come out of this. They are just going to turn back and go back home. They are just coming here to mark attendance tonight. Well, as for PSG, Aston Villa, PSG is the better team, to be fair. So, technically, right, statistically, PSG should go through. But let's see if Aston Villa is going to pull up a very, very huge upset tonight. Do you understand? But Barcelona, those ones, they're already in the semi-final. Borussia Dortmund, they just came to mark attendance. That's my own personal belief. PSG and Barca for sure. Definitely, PSG and Barca, because I don't see how Borussia Dortmund can come out. can come out of this. I don't see how. I wanted to actually watch the match live, but the place I wanted to stream it, MTN and Airtel is not letting me stream.
Trying to chase Rafinha
So-
for top goal scorer in this Champions League campaign, but
I'm just
0-0
going to
still
stay
at
afloat.
Fortuna. Back to your bet.
No, I'm saying that if PSG goes 2 goals up against Villa, that stadium is going to be half empty in 5 minutes after the score.
But honestly speaking, I feel like this particular match, this Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund, if Borussia Dortmund wants to at least save their dignity a little bit, do you understand?
Yeah.
If they want to at least save their dignity a little bit, they need to score at least 1 goal or 2. At least. Put 1 or 2 inside.
Absolutely.
That's the only way they can save their dignity. At this point, they are out. They are out already. They are out. But they can save their dignity by just, scoring at least 1 or 2 goals.
Ashmore once again.
I've been voting for Arsenal since
Well, PSG on the break here. Oh, wow, that's
I think that's
a foul.
a foul.
That's what you can't put 2 hands up to play like that. Dortmund putting pressure on Barcelona here in the area.
If you go 300,000
Praying that they score
you need to
first.
spend 300,000 now just 16.
I think our producer is trying to blind me today with the size of this game. And my eyeballs is
I'm
that.
quite impressed with Dortmund, the way they started the game though. The question is how long, and when you look at Villa as well, like, I think the 2 teams that are fighting for something, they pretty much are going into the game already, okay?
The first 3 minutes. First 3 minutes.
Right.
And Dortmund are, they need to score. So, I mean, there's no shock here. There's player down. Ooh, young Photo kind of running into the back of Gavi here, and now on the ground asking for something, but
He was going for the ball. Like, look at him.
Gavi was also facing the other way.
No, it's like, so he was looking at the ball, Gabby was trying to watch where the ball was going, and
Yeah.
he almost backstepped and ran into hopefully nothing serious.
Well, it is going to be a corner for Dortmund after all of that. See if they can convert anything in this one. Right to the keeper. All right, Fabio, let's check in with you. We're about almost 10 minutes into both of these matches. How is social media? How are you reacting to it all here?
So you are the one who's saying,
So we have people
Well,
replying to what I said about, in
you are the
Germany
one who's
being a hard
what you call
team for Barcelona to beat. So for someone saying Barcelona isn't afraid of facing any opponent,
fóònù tí mo ti ní ni mo ti ń ṣe nǹkan yìí. Yeah.
you will win the championship. And then Clinton, someone wants your football boots. Someone said, Clinton, please, you should send me your football boots.